Hello, dear one, and welcome to my new commentary show. And I'm calling it, Why, Lord, Why? Now, I've been kicking around this idea for quite a while now, but now seems like just as good a time as any to launch it. But I always pondered, what would be my first episode? And then my eldest son shared one of his news bites with us last Thursday night at dinner. And well, I just knew. This is it. Dear one, are you worried about what is going on in the world right now? Most people are. Well, fear not, because Kenny C has spoken. From God's lips to your ears, Kenny C has a word of encouragement in this dark and trying hour. From his God. Are you ready? Quote, if you lose your job, whatever you do, don't stop tithing. Why, Lord? Why? Is it just me, or does this toad look like a leprechaun? You be the judge, you tell me. Or how about this one? Isn't the resemblance frightening? Ugh, terrifying. Now, there's so many directions I can go with this. Should I go with the audacity of his comment? Or why would God even talk to this guy? Or maybe his absolute lack of care for what is going on and how it affects other people financially. Or perhaps, in tandem with that, his thinly veiled greed. Yeah, all of that and more. More, you ask? Yes, much more. Dear one, if only people would read their Bible and think for themselves, then people like Kenny C, he would be the one out of a job. The sheep fleecing business. The Bible makes it pretty clear that tithing was instituted for the care of the Levites. The Levites were a tribe in the 12 tribes of Israel. And they were not given a land allotment by God. God was to be their inheritance. And because of that, the other 11 tribes were instructed to give tithes to the Levites. And then the Levites were supposed to tithe 10% of what they received to the priests. Now, I'm assuming, of course, that Kenny C considers himself to be a priest. That's why he wants you to tithe. Not only was there a tithe given to the priest, to the Levites, there was also a tithe for the feasts in Israel, the several celebrations the Lord instituted, such as Passover, Pentecost, and Tabernacles. Excuse me, a brain fart there. And there was also a tithe that was to go to the poor. Now, this tithe, was it money? No. They tithed, wait for it, food. That's right, dear one. Tithes have always been foodstuffs, not money. So if Kenny C wants you to keep on tithing during this dark time, then by all means, do so. And send his biblically illiterate self all of your, 10% of your canned goods. And another thing, the priesthood has actually been done away with. There's no longer a need for it. Jesus is now our high priest, and we are priests unto him. There's no more Levites, so there's no more tithing. Yet more proof that Kenny C, who is president of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, is biblically illiterate, and so are his followers. How do I know that? Because I used to be one of them. Oh, Lord, forgive me. Hey, I have an idea. Why doesn't Kenny C do as the rich young ruler was instructed and go and sell all that he has and gives to the poor, and then follow the real Jesus instead of his mammon God? Dear one, if you are caught up in the Word of Faith's covetous madness, I urge you to get out of it. The Apostle Paul said, "But if anyone does not provide for his own, and especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." 1 Timothy 5:8. Did you hear that? You need to provide for your family first, and then whatever's left over, if you should have anything left over, then by all means, give an offering to somebody who is in need. If you don't do this, then you are considered to be worse than Kenny C, an unbeliever. Now, are we going to listen to the likes of Kenny C and the associates at Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe? Or are we going to listen to what the Word of God, what the Word of God says? I'll leave that for you to decide. I don't know. I think it's kind of appropriate that Kenny C is my first guest, since today is April 1st. Enough said. Until next week, dear one, and I will once again ask, why, Lord? Why? Korean Girl, signing off.